So do you think that if a new agent was trying to get into the real estate space, that they should focus on luxury, regular, or is there like a particular industry or niche that would be best?
I think most people gravitate toward where they feel most comfortable. When you think about price points and how you structure your business, that's just a business model. I would rather, if you ask me right now, I don't love being a real estate agent. It actually sucks. You're a slave to the business, and most people, whether it's intentional or unintentional, most people don't respect your life outside of real estate. So while that's my experience, my personal experience with being a real estate agent, my business model has to be efficient and most cost effective because my family means more to me than my real estate business. My real estate business takes care of my family. So it's a bit of a conundrum. I have to choose a lot of times whether do I take this phone call and give my wife the Heisman while we're on a date, or do I put my phone on do not disturb and I miss out on the business because I'm with my wife, right? So if I look at my approach to business and I had to go back and start all over again, I would 100% lean into luxury, because rather than do $100 million in business by selling $1 million homes, I don't want to sell 100 homes at average price point of $1 million. Yeah, that's $30,000 per check. Great, that's awesome. However, that's 100 people that now I'm responsible for their lives. That's the price that I have to pay. Then on top of that, the time and energy and resources that has to go into doing $100 million in business, rather than what if I just found one home for $100 million? Like, that would be great too. So it all depends on what someone wants to accomplish. There's a market for everybody. Like my mentor, Aaron Taylor, he's the master of marketing, and his philosophy is like, hey, I don't care if it's $1 million home or a $100,000 mobile home. Those are my people. And I'm going to sell a home, and my target, my average price point is $400,000, and he's going to do that all day long, right? Whereas me, I'm like, at $400,000, I'm going to 150% sell that home. I'm just not going to market to sell $400,000 homes. I'm going to market to sell the most expensive homes, but my day to day, I will 100% sell a $400,000 home without a doubt, right? But I'm not going to market to $400,000 home buyers and sellers. I'm going to market to $1 million plus, because that's the best business model. But that has nothing to do with my character, who I am as a person, because I treat the same person that's buying a $200,000 home the same way that I treat the people that buy the $20 million home, right?
Yeah, it makes sense. So you're also giving a luxury experience to the people you work with.
Correct. It's one of those things where when you look at the real estate transaction, most people will sell 2 to 3 homes in a lifetime, right? Buy and sell 2 to 3 homes in a lifetime. Where we're doing this more frequently, and our knowledge and our ability to be knowledge brokers with experience to help guide people through a transaction, it should be, you want to purchase a home, so your only duty is to like the home or not. Everything else that has to come along with the transaction, let us take that off your plate. That's why we have so many systems and processes that go on behind the scene, where the buyer or seller, they don't even have to worry about it. You get an update. Here's your bag of money at the end of the transaction within the average days on market, which I told you that would happen when you listen to me. You're looking for a home. You said you want to be in this area. This is your budget. Here are the homes that you have to deal with. Here are some that aren't even available on the market yet. You walk inside of the home, you either love it or you don't. Here's why you should buy in this community, not that community. Here's the value that you could see being inside the home versus outside of the home. That's why people hire us, not to tell them what they necessarily should or shouldn't do. Like, oh, I think you should buy this house because this one has white cabinets or versus gray cabinets. That's none of my business, right? You have to pay that mortgage. You have to live in that home. You should sell your home for this amount based on this is what the market is saying. So when people hire us, they should have the confidence in their agent that they're going to get the job done, whether it's buying or selling.
That makes sense. So then what are you seeing happening right now? Because we had a crazy spike. I feel like every single real estate agent went from driving a Camry to a Rolls Royce almost, like in a period of a year and a half. Like, what's going on right now? What are you seeing?
I love that old saying that it's when the tide rolls back that you see who's swimming naked. Right now, it's a lot of people running in their skivvies. You have a conversation with 10 real estate agents, all 10 of them will give you a different experience. I just had this conversation. I was standing in a coffee shop the other day, and I was just like it's one of those things where you hear a trigger word or someone says house or real estate and you're not even paying attention and you automatically catch it. So I'm listening to this couple sit at the table and they were in the business and they were talking about real estate and they were talking about how hard it is, how they're struggling and it's not good. And in my mind, I'm like, that's a lie. And if this is a client or a friend, you're doing them a disservice because that's not the truth. That's just your experience. Your experience in this market is that the market is bad and that you're struggling. You're just not working. It's not as easy as it was in 2020 where you could just say, I'm in real estate, post a TikTok, dance, and then you would get a call. Now you have to go to work. So the people that work, I'm not struggling. Yes, it's taking longer for a home to sell. I'm not negating that. Yes, it does take more homes to show a client before they pull the trigger because money's more expensive. So they want to make sure that they make the right decision. That's not false at all. However, the amount of business that's available this week, 17 million, it's available right now. It's my 17 million, but why is it mine? There's people that are going to transact in the next 30, 60, 90 days. It's just a matter of you're going to be a part of it or not. Like people still will need a place to live. As far as I know, transactions are still going to happen. It's either are we going to be a part of them or not, right? So my objective is how many transactions can I be a part of? And that has to do with how many people am I going to communicate with and provide value and a level of service where they feel like Sam is the guy that I have to use because I know Sam has my best interest and he's not looking at me like a commission check and he does more than 2 transactions in a 12-month period. So I feel confident with using Sam.
Thanks for checking out this short clip from the full podcast I did. If you want to see another clip, go ahead and click the link right here. Or if you want to see the full podcast, you can click the link right here and check it out.